So, sige. Go.
Hi, my name's Erica Gomez, and I'm an engineering manager at Amazon.com. One of the best things about working in tech, and at Amazon in particular, is that I get to bring my dog with me to work every day. My job is to help make sure software gets out the door, and her job is to nap under my desk and snore very loudly.
My name is Jerome Holman, and I'm a program manager on Team Xbox. And I have a really fun job, basically bringing the hardware and the software together to give you all the games that you love on your Xbox.
When you look inside a computing device, you see a bunch of circuits, chips, wires, speakers, plugs, and all sorts of other stuff. This is the hardware. But what you don't see is the software. Software is all of the computer programs or code running on this machine. Software can be anything from apps and games to web pages and the data science software that me and my teams use at Amazon to understand how customers behave. But how do the hardware and the software interact with one another? Let's start at looking at a computer's central processing unit, or CPU.
The CPU is the master chip that controls all the other parts of the computer. A CPU needs to do different things, so inside it has smaller, simpler parts that handle specific tasks. It has circuits to do simple math and logic. It has other circuits to send and receive information to and from different parts of the computer. The real magic of the CPU is how it knows which circuits to use and when to use them.
The CPU receives simple commands that tell it which circuit to use to do a specific job. For example, an add command tells the CPU to use its adder circuit to calculate a new number. And then the store command tells the CPU to use a different circuit to save that result into memory. Just like numbers, all of these simple commands can be represented in binary ones and zeros, or on and off electrical signals. The binary commands are stored in memory, and the CPU fetches and executes them in sequence, one after the other. This sequence of commands is in fact a very simple computer program.
Binary code is the most basic form of software, and it controls all the hardware of a computer. These days, nobody writes software in binary. It would take forever. Today, the software we write looks more like this, or even this. Programming languages like these let you type in commands in something that looks a lot like English. To draw a rectangle on the screen, you just need a single command. This high-level command is converted into hundreds or thousands of simpler binary commands that the CPU understands.
Software tells the CPU what to do, but when you're listening to music and browsing the web and chatting with a friend, your computer is running multiple pieces of software all at once. So how do all of these programs get on the computer in the first place, and how can the CPU run them all at once? To find out, we'll have to take a look at the operating system.
The operating system of the computer is the master program that manages how software gets to use the hardware of the computer. For example, I helped create the Windows operating system that runs on most personal computers. The operating system is a program with special abilities that let it control the other software on the computer. It lets you install new programs.
Bakit di naka-accept dito?
Yes.
Sige lang, pasok lang. Wow. Okay? Okay na siguro. So, resume. Balik tayo dun sa pinagsasabi ni paring Bill.
system.
The operating system of the computer is the master program that manages how software gets to use the hardware of the computer. For example, I helped create the Windows operating system that runs on most personal computers. The operating system is a program with special abilities that let it control the other software on the computer. It lets you install new programs by loading them into your computer's memory. It decides when a program is run by the central processing unit and whether that program can access the computer's input and output devices. And when you think your computer is running many programs at once, in reality, it's the operating system that's quickly switching between programs, sharing that CPU for fractions of a second.
Inside every computer is an operating system managing software that controls the computer's hardware. The software is a series of commands made of simple binary code, and that binary code is just electrical signals flowing through billions of tiny circuits.
Computers have the potential to do all kinds of amazing things. But the only thing that makes a computer smart or useful is you. When you learn to code, you get to define the problem you want to solve and write the software that turns those ideas into reality. That gives you the power to build things that matter to you, your community, and the world.
Okay. So, enough about that. So, yeah. Marami pa palang pumapasok. So, i-send ko na lang ulit yung link ng video kanina. So, it was all about how the computer hardware and software communicate with one another and the process of internal communication within a computer system. So, I hope you have viewed the video the video link I have sent in our group kasi 'di ba sabi ko I did not meet you last time. So yung end ng discussion doon is sa two types of communication processes on how computers communicate with one another. Okay. Na-view niyo na ba yung yung sinend ko na video last time? Hindi pa. So, view niyo na lang kung may time kayo mag-view. So, okay. Yeah, money popcorn. Okay. I-clear ko lang itong part kasi dito medyo yung computers understand language not unlike how we understand how we communicate with one another, no? So, in computer language, they use certain a certain type of machine language, no? Which is called the binary number system or the number systems. Ito yung language na kung saan ini-interpret ng computer yung command into binary system, either binary or octal or hexadecimal or decimal. So, into different types of commands. For example, ito. Wait lang, nasa na yan? Dito sa ating American Standard Code for Information Interchange, ito yung types of computer characters sa keyboard. Then may corresponding na binary code or hexadecimal code or octal code na katumbas yon. So, yan ang nangyayari, no? We input data sa keyboard, then the computer translate it into binary digits, no? So that it could understand the command, then ipaprocess sa central processing unit ng computer, then saka na i-output sa monitor or i-output sa printer yung command. No, so wait lang. So dito tayo. Shoot, simulan ko dito to sa how computers connect with other computers. So basically, there are many types of connection na pwedeng i-categorize ang computer networks. So first is we have our personal area networks, which is defined as a type of connection which is often limited to an individual person and his or her personal devices. So for example, we have your computer, which is your mobile device na nakakabit, for example, sa Bluetooth speaker or Bluetooth headset or whatsoever, or hands-free headphones or headset. So kumbaga limited lang sa isang tao, then limited range siya, super limited range lang ang kayang mag-connection, ang kayang i-connect na devices ng under personal area network. So kung papalawakin natin 'yun, no, to computers within a certain area, ang tawag na doon is local area network. So it is a connection which a group of computers and other devices such as network printers share a common communication line with a certain area such as a building or small campus. Madalas na nakikita natin ang ganitong klase na connection inside our ICT laboratories, or better yet, sa mga computer shops. So, yung printers nila is connected, yung lahat ng computers doon pwede makapag-print sa isang printer, or lahat ng files sa isang computer pwedeng ma-access ng hindi lang ng isang admin computer, or pati lahat ng documents pwedeng ma-access ng lahat ng computers. So within a certain range lang siya ang under local area network. So kapag pinalawak pa natin 'yon, this is what we call now our wide area network, which is defined maybe less restrictive than LAN or LAN, as rules and policies may differ within its coverage. Since sa word niya nga is much wider, wide area network, so mas malaki yung kaya niyang kumbaga mas malaking area na kung saan mas maraming computers ang pwede makapag interchange ng information sa bawat isa. So an example of this is our internet mismo. We can classify the internet as a wide area network. So this may be a combination of of LANs and WANs also. Wait, may gustong pumasok pa ata. Okay. Oh my goodness. You lost your connection. Okay, nawala si pareng Anthony. So let us continue. Palakas-lakasan natin yung audio ko at baka wala. Okay, so actually there are two methods of communication, either wireless or wired. Tingnan natin muna dito sa wired communication. Wired communication refers to the transmission of data over wire-based communication technology. Wired communication is also known as wireline communication. Examples include telephone networks, cable televisions or internet access, Ethernet, and fiber optic communication. So, hindi pa naman to lahat na phase out na wired communication kasi ginagamit pa rin siya hanggang ngayon. Like sa ating internet service providers na gumagamit ng optic cables papunta sa ating mga routers. So, this is an example of wired communication. So, we can access internet through wired communication kapag yung modem natin, especially yung mga lumang modem, is meron pang nakakabit, merong cable, yung ating Ethernet cable na pwedeng isaksak sa computer or sa laptop or whatsoever. Saka pala makakapag-connect sa internet. So, yeah, that's example of wired communications. Meron din sa computer system, halos lahat pa naman. Hindi lahat. May mga peripheral devices pa rin na kinakabit through wired communications. Like to. Sa atin, dito sa we all know siguro kung anong ibig sabihin ng mga acronyms or connections na pwedeng ikabit natin sa ating computer. So, konting review lang. Yung ating first is yung ating Universal Serial Bus or yung USB. This is a connection or interface that allows the computer to communicate with system peripherals such as keyboard, mouse, printer, speakers, etc., as well as other devices such as digital cameras and portable fans, your phones. So, ito yung Universal Serial Bus, yun yung port kung saan pwede natin isaksak lahat ng peripheral devices. Speakers, yung phones, if we are going to exchange information or data from our phones to the computer, so pwede natin isaksak to through the USB. So, yeah. Next, we have the FireWire. FireWire. This is a type of connector that can transmit data to and from devices which have typical high data rates such as external hard drives. The transfer speed of FireWire is faster than that of a USB. So, this is an external, parang USB type din siya, pero, wait lang. Iba kasi yung itsura ng FireWire compared sa ating USB. Wait, FireWire. Cable. Okay. Stop share. Chrome tab. So, this is an example of a FireWire. So, mas mabilis yung data transfer dito. Mas mabilis yung data transfer na nangyayari dito compared sa ating USB connection. So, this is an example of a FireWire. So, yeah. Stop. Balik sa presentation. Window. PowerPoint. Okay. So, next is yung ating Ethernet cable. Yung parang, yung head ng cable niya is parang pangsaksak din sa telephone. If meron kayong mga telephone dyan sa bahay nyo. So, yung sinasaksak siya dito sa port sa CPU ng computer or sa laptop para makapag-connect sa internet. So, yeah. Next is our HDMI or yung High Definition Multimedia Interface. It is a connector for transmitting audio-video data which are compatible to computers, projectors, and digital television. So, ito na yung, kumbaga, level up na VGA natin. So, ito na yung pumalit sa VGA which can only connection or cable connected to a computer or a laptop, pero yung video lang yung pwedeng makuha na data. But sa HDMI, pati yung audio kasama na. So, no need na ng dalawa. na hindi mo na kailangan i-connect yung separate connection ng audio and video for in using HDMI. So sa mga new tech na to kasi new tech na siya compared sa VGA. Although meron pa din naman na gumagamit ng VGA ngayon pero phase out na din kasi napapalitan na nitong HDMI. Next, so itong next slide is para sa lumang types ng computers or yung mga early computers natin. Ito nga, yung VGA. VGA is a 15-pin video graphics array connector. Has been provided on many video cards, computers, monitors, laptops, computers, and projectors. Ito yung unang ginagamit natin para maikabit yung computer sa projector. Yung VGA. Next is yung serial. It is a standard feature of a personal computer used for connection to modem, printer, mouse, and other peripheral devices. Ang serial, wait lang. Ang serial, parang siyang external. Ang serial, shoot packets. Wait lang. Ay, tayo. Serial cable. Okay. Para siyang, ang serial, parang miniaturized na VGA. Mas maliit siya kaysa sa VGA. Wait lang. A message. Sir, palakas po. Hehe, medyo mahina voice. Okay, sige po. Lakasan natin ang konti. Okay na? Tas. Okay na yan. Wait. At i-share natin tong picture ng serial. So, Chrome tab. Ay, cancel. Chrome tab. Okay, ito yung example ng serial. Parang maliit na VGA. So, yeah. Tapos, yung parallel naman, ito. This is a parallel cable, no, ginagamit sa data hindi sa data transfer, sa peripheral devices din. Like external printers, ano pa ba? Yeah, external printers. Itong parallel. So, yeah. Halos parehas din naman lang ng function nila. So, this is old tech, by the way. This is old tech. Okay. So, balik. Balik tayo. Stop presenting. Window. So, yeah. Serial and parallel, yung ating PS2. Yung, kung nakakita na kayo ng mechanical mouse and mechanical keyboard, yung luma sa mga Windows 98 na model, yung TV type na box type pa na mga monitors, yung kulay puti na computers. So, ganito yung connection na ginagamit para ma-connect yung mechanical keyboard and mechanical mouse is by the use of PS2 connectors. So, this is a cable, a 6-pin connector used to connect mouse and keyboard to a computer. So, yeah, before it is replaced by USB connection, ito na muna yung gamit for a keyboard and mouse. So, we have also our audio jacks, yung ating 3.5mm jacks used for microphone as input and speakers as output. So, hanggang ngayon, ginagamit pa naman siya. Pero, sa mga models ngayon ng laptops ng computers, ng CPU ng computers is iisa na lang yung jack. Before, separate yung jack for microphone for ating input, and then yung jack for output. It is color coded, by the way. So different types of speakers are put, or different types of output speakers or input microphones are color coded. So sorry, para hindi malito yung computer kung ano yung saan galing yung data, like kung sa audio, sa mic in. So yeah, kaya para na-distinguish ng computer kung ano yung software na gagamitin para ma-process yung data. So yeah. Ngayon, iisa na lang na jack yung gamit. Then if we are going to connect a separate connector or separate devices for your audio and your speakers, you have to connect first a splitter, no? Yung ating tinatawag na audio splitter. So, kaya nung ginagamit ko ngayon to connect my microphone, my condenser mic to my laptop and my speaker. So, I use a splitter. So, yeah. Sa ano naman pala, mapapansin nyo rin naman kasi yan sa male plug ng isang device. If yung male plug, halimbawa tingnan niyo yung mga headsets niyo, kung male plug nyo is yung sinasaksaka yung male. Kung male plug nyo is tatlo yung guhit, ibig sabihin may function siya for microphone, may function din siya for speaker or for headphones, no? Pero kung dadalawa lang, so walang function for microphone, iisa lang yung function niya, either microphone or for speakers lang. So yeah. Okay. So here we have yung ating wireless communication. The next method for communication is our wireless communication. This is a method of transmitting information from one point to another without using any connection like wires, cables, or any physical medium. Generally, in a communication system, information is transmitted from transmitter to receiver that are placed over a limited distance. This includes microwave transmission, satellite communication, cellular transmission, and radio transmission such as Wi-Fi connectivity. So, ito yung different types of frequencies or different type of frequencies na ginagamit na technology to connect devices wirelessly. So, first we have our infrared transmission. It is an electromagnetic radiation with longer wavelengths than visible light, but these are usually used for short-range communication. These signals do not pass through solid objects. So, saan natin to makikita yung ating infrared transmission? Saan to very, very common? Yung ating infrared. Yung ating infrared. So, we can observe this in our remote controls tapos TV. So, they use yung ating remote has yung IR blaster na tinatawag na technology, which blasts infrared waves papunta sa receiver ng TV, sa sensor ng TV, yung infrared sensor ng TV para ma-receive yung information kung ano yung ini-input natin doon sa remote. For example, if you want to press to louden the volume or to increase the volume of your televisions, you press the plus sign of the volume sa remote, then mag-register yun dun sa TV. So, ganyan, yung ating infrared. Tapos, saan pa to? Pwede. Yeah, dun lang pala. Dun. Tapos, yung sa mga lumang phone, before, if naabutan nyo yung Nokia 5100 na model kung saan wala pang Bluetooth before, yung mode of transfer pa Yung mode of transfer of data,
Yes, sir.
okay. Yung mode of transfer of data before is through infrared. So, dinidikit mo yung dalawang phone, o yung sending phone tapos yung receiving phone, ipagdidikit mo yung parehas sa dalawang infrared sensors nila para makapag-transfer ng data. Meron ako nito before. I was second year high school, I think, second year or third year. Basta ang tagal na. Yun yung unang
Sir, yung Xiaomi.
po?
5210 lang, sir, na abutan.
Ha? 5210?
Opo.
Basta ano yung itsura ng 5210?
Sir, yung Xiaomi, merong IR blaster.
Yes po.
Pwede pang remote sa TV or aircon.
Yes po. Yeah. Yung ating yung sorry. Okay. Basta yun. Yung technology na ginagamit. Yung sinasabi ni Mr. Rosales is yung Xiaomi is may IR blaster na technology din na ginagamit kung saan pwede din gawin siyang remote, hindi lang for TV, hindi lang for smart box, but pati sa aircon and other devices na pwedeng ma-inputan ng may mga IR sensors din. So kasi smart home na we're living in a smart home. Paunti-unti we are living in a smart home na. So everything will be controlled by a touch or a push of a button. So yeah. Tapos tayo sa infrared. So let us go to microwave transmission. The form of electromagnetic transmission used in wireless communication systems. The wavelength of microwave ranges from 1 meter to 1 millimeter. The frequency varies from 300 megahertz to 300 gigahertz. These are widely used for long-distance communication and are relatively less expensive. So, yung ating phones, yung connectivity natin from phone to papunta sa ating cell sites or from cell sites to phone para makapag-connect tayo, para magkaroon tayo ng signal, this uses microwave technology. So, this can be distorted or medyo bumubagal or humihina yung connectivity ng microwave transmission during bad weather. So, although it can penetrate through solid objects, ang ating microwave, unlike sa infrared transmission na hindi kaya makapag-penetrate sa solid objects, yung ating microwave can. But it can be disturbed by disturbance in transmission ng transmission ng information from our phone or from our laptop or from our device papunta sa transmitter or yung cell sites or yung satellite. So yeah, this can be disturbed by bad weather. Kaya baga na-experience natin na mahina ang connectivity sa internet or mahina yung data or yung mobile data kapag umuulan. This is because of this. So, bakit? Kasi po, ang malamig, konting science lang, ang malamig na temperatura ng atmosphere, kung nagkakaroon ng wait lang. Ayon sa nabasa ko, yung electromagnetic interference kapag merong masamang panahon disturbs the transmission of signals. So, from bad weather. So, kaya humihina ang internet, ang connection natin, ang connectivity. Next, we have light wave transmission. Light is an electromagnetic radiation with a wavelength ranging from between infrared radiations and ultraviolet radiations. The wavelength ranges from 430 to 750 terahertz. Wow. These are unguided optical signals such as lasers and are unidirectional. So, itong technology na to, ginagamit ito sa mga first sa NASA, ginagamit itong light wave transmission in order to capture Sa mga telescopes, actually ito yung ginagamit nila sa mga high-tech telescopes like sa mga observatories. Ito yung ginagamit nila na technology sa satellites. Ganito din yung light wave transmission din because it can travel very long distances. It can pass through uh, it can pass through solid objects. Tapos hindi siya naapektuhan masyado ng electromagnetic uh, disturbance like sa electromagnetic force ng Earth. Hindi naapektuhan ang light wave transmission. Kaya dire-diretso lang yung it can transmit to very long distances like from outer space, from in an observatory papunta sa isang satellite na malayo from outer space. Pwede makapag-communicate pa silang dalawa using this type of transmission. So very high tech ang very high tech to. So next we have radio frequency. It is a form of electromagnetic transmission used in wireless communications. Radio frequency signals are easily generated ranging from 300 kHz to 300 GHz. These are used in wireless communication because of their property to penetrate through objects and travel through long distances. Radio communication depends on transmitter power, receiver quality, type, size, and height of antenna. Saan to observe sa mga radyo natin. So, kaya nga radio frequency kasi yun. Tapos isa pa, yung ating Wi-Fi, yung ating modems uses of of this kind of technology, yung ating wireless fidelity, kung paano tayo nakapagkabit sa ating modem, sa ating internet. This is because of radio frequency transmission. So yeah, I have listed here different types of applications on wireless communication. By the use of wireless communication, may mga technologies na nag-pop up. So, pinakauna na nagamit ng tao is yung ating radio and television broadcasting. So, one of the first wireless technology developed and it is still in use. Portable multi-channel radios allow the user to communicate over short distances, whereas citizen band and maritime radios provide communication service over long distances for truckers and sailors. Mostly radio broadcasts sound through air as radio waves. Radio has a transmitter which transmits the data in the form of radio signals to the receiver antenna to broadcast. Common programming stations such as uh, are associated with the radio networks. The broadcasting happens either in simulcast or syndication or both the forms. Radio broadcasting may be done via cable, FM, and satellites over long distances up to 2 megabits per second. So, yeah. Ito yung application ng radio waves natin. So, ang pinakaunang nag-propose, konting trivia lang. Ang pinakaunang nag-propose nito ng technology na to is, if I'm not mistaken, is Nikola Tesla. Yung sinasabi niya na you can power up yung wireless energy source which can travel through the air nga using radio waves. Si Nikola Tesla yung una nag-propose ng ganitong klase ng technology, and he has the designs for it but was not hindi na prove kasi very very much advanced yun at that time. That was year 1860 something. Basta, yung technology na binabanggit ni Nikola Tesla is very much advanced at that time, sa time na yun. So, yeah. Next, we have our cellular networks. Cellular network uses encrypted radio links modulated to allow many users to communicate across single frequency band. As the individual handsets lack significant broadcasting power, the system depends on a network of cellular towers which are capable of triangulating the source of any signal and handling reception duties of the most suitable antenna. So this is a application of the use of microwave technologies. So, yeah. Satellite, a type of self-contained wireless communication technology. It is widely spread all over the world to allow users to stay connected almost anywhere on the Earth. When the signal, a beam of modulated microwave, is sent near the satellite, then satellite amplifies the signal and send it back to the antenna receiver, which is located on the surface of the Earth. Wait lang. Saglit lang po at may tumatawag. Ano yun to? Ah,
Pasundo daw muna yung si Bia nga si Bida. Babalik pa kaya dito. Dito ko muna yung pinaturo.
dapat lang nakatapos ng klase ko. Madali.
Ano oras ang klase mo?
5:30 hanggang 5:30. Hanggang 5:30.
Hanggang 5:30 lang ang klase mo.
Nag-discuss kaya ako ni.
Sige, okay. Bye-bye.
Sorry about that. So, use satellite uses also application of microwave technology also. But dito sa satellite kasi is condensed microwave condensed microwave frequencies compared sa ginagamit ng ating cellular towers. So, yeah. Next, we have Wi-Fi or ating wireless fidelity. Uses radio waves to wirelessly transmit information across a network. A Wi-Fi setup consists of a wireless router, which serves as a communication hub linking portable devices with an internet connection. This network facilitates connection of many different devices depending on the router's configuration. So, these networks are limited in range due to low power transmission, allowing the user to connect only in close proximity. Wi-Fi signals are transmitted in frequencies between 2.5 to 5 GHz, which are higher than radio and TV signals to avoid interference. So, if nasa the same wavelength kasi ang dalawang device, magkakaroon ng interference. Like, for example, if yung wavelength ng router nyo is defective, tapos jumajive dun sa wavelength ng TV coming from your TV, coming from your cable providers, kaya nagkakaroon ng parang na tunog, or hindi naman is static. So, kaya ganun, nagkakaroon ng interference kasi nagjijive yung dalawang wavelengths. Masyadong malapit sa yung measurement ng wavelengths nila. So, yeah. Next, we have Bluetooth. Uses radio waves to connect other devices. The connection via Bluetooth is called pairing. Once paired, devices are able to send and receive information provided they are given range, which is typically 10 meters. So, hanggang ngayon, ginagamit pa natin itong Bluetooth technology nito to connect our devices. Like, ngayon, yung wireless headset, yun nga, sinasabi ko kanina, yung wireless headset or yung audio sa sasakyan nyo, kung may sasakyan kayo, or yung magta-transfer ng pag magta-transfer ng share it. So kailangan ng Bluetooth para makapagpasa ng share it. Tapos yeah, before ito yung pumalit doon sa infrared, yung Bluetooth technology. Yun yung pumalit sa infrared technology sa cellphone on sending and receiving files. So, limited range lang, 10 meters lang maximum, or minsan minsan nga hindi naman talaga 10 or 10 meters, minsan nga sobra pa. But limited, very limited lang yung range niya. So, yeah. Applications of wireless technology. So, how do humans communicate with computers? So, there are several paano nakikipag communicate ang tao, ang user sa isang computer. So since iiba naman bagay yung language na ginagamit natin, so the computer understands certain type of language na pwede natin ipagawa sa kanya. So this is through computer systems or computer softwares. Kaya tayo nakakapag-input ng data sa computer. So a computer software is a combination of instruction, data, and programs that the computer needs in order to do a specific task. Another term used for computer software is computer program. Programs are a set of codes or instructions which are usually designed or written by computer programmers using specific programming languages. So, computer software and computer hardware goes hand in hand. Hindi mag-ooperate ang isang computer hardware or for example, yung CPU, yung monitor, even your peripheral devices cannot operate without programs na i-install dun sa computer para paganahin yung hardware mismo. So, there are several types of computer softwares or computer programs. So, I've listed here yung very basic and important parts lang muna. So, first we have a system software. This is a type of computer program that is designed to run a computer's hardware and application programs, also called an operating system. Is the most important software running on the computer since it manages the computer's memory. Yeah, it manages the computer's memory. If balikan natin yung sinabi ni Bill Bill Gates kanina na nung ginawa niya yung Windows operating system to manage other applications installed in a computer. So, yung operating system is yung kumbaga yung central command, yung paano ko ba 'to i-explain? Yung operating system yung nagko-control sa lahat nag-control oversee sa lahat ng programs ng other softwares na meron sa isang computer, sa isang device. So, much like sa they are different actually. There are different softwares out there. Sa ibang computers, we have yung sa ano ba yung OS ng Mac? May sariling
iOS.
iOS ba?
iOS.
iOS, sa ano yun? Sa iPhone yun, iOS. Basta,
Ang Apple products,
pa?
may sarili silang software.
May sariling software. Apaka-exclusive kasi ng Apple talaga. May sarili silang software. Basta yung operating system nila is iba compared sa operating system ng Windows. Meron din sa Linux. Meron Linux. Ano pa ba? Basta marami pang ibang operating system. Pero yung pinakang sikat kasi mostly very user-friendly is yung Windows. So yeah. A system software interacts in two ways. First is by using command line operating system. An example, yung DOS natin.
Mac OS ata sa
Mac
laptop.
OS. Ayun, basta yun, Mac OS. Yun.
Yes. Mac.
In which the computer responds according to the text command. So next is with a graphical user interface or GUI operating systems such as Windows. Yeah, such as pictures and buttons through mouse clicks and keyboard entries. So yeah. So next we have our system platforms. It is a group of technologies that are used as base upon which other applications, processes, or technologies are developed. In personal computing, a platform is basic hardware, computer, and software operating system on which software application can be run. So, parang ano din naman siya, parang ang software platform is parang OS din naman siya. But more on management of application softwares ang system platforms or yung kung ano yung base if for example yung platform niya is para sa exclusive lang for Android or for example yung platform is exclusive lang for 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 Mac OS. So, yung platforms kasi parang OS din naman siya. So, yeah. Next we have, oh my god, application softwares or apps is a program or group of programs designed for end users. For example, an application includes the word processor, a spreadsheet, an accounting application, a web browser, etc. So, ito yung mga ini-install natin na software or programs na hindi kasama sa system softwares. No, parang yung ini-install natin to in order to input information or to process information like yung Word, yung Office, yung internet browsers, yung music player, yung video players, ano pa ba? Yeah, ito yung mga ating softwares. So, here are lists of different types of application software. We have first is for word processing. We have MS Word or WordPad and Notepad na function sa computer. Next is kung sa database naman, we have Oracle and MS Access. Sa spreadsheet, Apple Numbers for Mac and Microsoft Excel for Windows. Multimedia, we have Real Player, Media Player, ano pa bang iba? VLC, GOM, madami pa, iba. Presentation software, Microsoft PowerPoint and Keynotes. Enterprise, Customer Relationship Management System. Sa information worker software, documentation tools, resource management tools. Educational softwares, we have Encarta, dictionaries, MATLAB, Google Earth, NASA Worldwind, ano pa ba? Yeah. Naabutan niyo pa yung Encarta for Kids.
Yes!
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, dimimiss ko yan.
Encarta for Kids na may mga games,
My game.
may games and everything. So, you're learning and having fun at
OG.
the same time. Yeah, OG. Okay, next we have simulation software. Saan to nakahanap? Sa mga sa for flights like sa pilot schools, sa maritime schools meron din ito, simulation software. Sa mga laboratories meron din ito. So, actually nakapaggamit na kami nitong simulation software before. Meron nakalimutan ko kasi yung website na yun. Basta meron doon simulation application kung saan you can apply laws of physics into falling objects. So, yeah, simulation of what will happen if you increase certain gravity, if you add air pressures or something like that. Basta physics simulator yung simulation na ginagamit namin. So, yeah. Content access software, accessing content through media players, web browsers, etc. Application suites, yung Microsoft Office natin. Sa iba, meron din na ibang tama ba? May Kingsoft ba na software for Office? Parang meron, di ba? Kingsoft.
Meron, sir.
Kingsoft, tapos yung isa pa WPS. Parang WPS din yun. So, yeah. And for engineering, we have AutoCAD, IDE, and AutoCAD sa software for engineering. So, yeah. Meron din naman na softwares na online siya. Hindi kailangan na i-install sa sa device mismo, but you can access this, you can use this application online. So online application software, also called web app or web application or web app, is a software program that runs on a web server. Unlike traditional desktop application, which are launched by your operating system, web apps must be accessed through a web browser. For example of these are the following: AnyDo, a scheduler, parang notes din siya, sticky notes something, or calendar na may sticky notes. Yung WPS, may online version ito, aside from the offline version. Yung ating Adobe Acrobat Reader. So, yeah. So any apps that can work through internet connection na hindi mo na kailangan install is considered an online application software. So, yeah. Ito pa yung iba. Ito pa yung ibang types of online application software. Yung Microsoft Outlook, yung Newton Mail. Newton Mail, actually ngayon ko pa lang to na, na, na nalaman na this is a email application kung saan lahat ng emails mo is na-unify sa iisang program. So, yeah. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-open ng separate tab or separate link for Yahoo, for Google, for Gmail, for ano pa bang ibang emails. Ngayon, yun lang yung dalawang alam ko. So, dito sa Newton Mail, ito lang yung open mo na program. So, magre-register niyo yung dalawang email accounts mo doon. So, yeah. Lahat ng emails mo, mababasa doon. Next, we have Forge, a mobile drawing app that allows the user to create sketches and edit photos. Next, we have your Wix.com and WordPress.com, an online website creation tool for blogging and website content management. So, ito yung kung gagawa ng isang page online. So, you can use these platforms to create your page. So, web designing page kasi siya, yung Wix and WordPress. So, konti na lang. Matatapos na pala siya. So, yeah. Since we have entered a new era, computers are integrated in our daily life, no? So madami yung tulong din ng computers sa different types sa different areas of life. Like for example, sa education, it improves effectiveness of education. It aids literacy movements. It enhances scope of education by facilitating mobile learning and inclusive education. It facilitates research and scholarly communication. So, like for example dito sa ginagawa natin ngayon, which is online learning. So, ito yung isang use ng computer sa atin. So, pwede din sa research. Ginagamit tong computer sa research, for conferences, online forums. So, research, sorry, nasabi ko na kanina. So, parang instant library yung ating computers. We can store different references here. So, ginagamit din yung computers para mas mapadali yung administrative works ng nasa registrar's office or any offices kung saan marami yung data na i-handle nila, like students' records, etc. So, school documents are made available online through the school's website. So, different, hindi lang sa school, but different organizations then are giving forms, downloadable forms online. So, you don't need na to go to the school in order to get a physical form from the registrar's office or from the office of the cashier. You just download it and fill it up. Yeah. Sa economy naman, sa business, so because of computers, meron na tayong mobile banking. Computers made banking transactions easier and more secure. Manipulates the entire banking system as it includes 24-hour electronic banking services. So, saan ito na-observe sa ating sa phones mismo, sa phones natin, we have, if you're using what the fuck? If you're using GCash, Paymaya, PayPal, coins.ph, so you can transact money, you can send money, you can save money, your money using these different platforms, no? Tapos yung pinakang simple, yung ating ATM, you can deposit or withdraw cash from your card through ATMs. So yeah, you can pay bills using phone applications, like yung mga nasabi ko kanina applications, pwede na magbayad doon. So with the use of e-currency na din, yung pwede ka nang magbayad na hindi cash, but use by using bitcoins, for example, yung ating e-currency. So yeah, sa industry naman, computers used to expedite production planning and control systems to support chain management and to facilitate product design in the industrial sector. So mas na-manage ng isang industrial, for example, sa isang company, mas na-manage niya yung trabaho, mas napapagaan. Though may mga may mga effects din naman to, yung paggamit ng computers, but more importantly, mas napapagaan yung dahil sa computers is mas napapagaan yung trabaho. In electronic commerce naman, with the help of computers, internet and shared software as mail, tools needed by buying and selling activities are easier, more efficient, and faster. So, example ito is yung ating Shopee and Lazada, Zalora, kung ano pang ibang buy and sell chuchubels online. Sa Facebook Marketplace, ganito na din. E-commerce, we can consider it e-commerce. So, you can pay services, hindi lang products, but also services online, like food deliveries. Meron tayong Food Panda, yung even taxi rides dahil sa Uber and Grab. So, yeah. Sa hospitals, computers do a lot of help in hospital management, like keeping of records of patients, health records, para sa isang computer pwedeng i-store lahat or maraming records. So next is sa technologies na ginagamit sa laboratory, kung saan magpa-process ng data from lab tests. So yeah, kung paano ma-operate yung X-ray, yung ating MRI, yung CT scan. So ito yung mga applications ng computer use sa hospital. It makes it a bit easier or mas manageable yung data processing. Hindi na siya yung mano-mano na matatagalan ka pa ng ilang oras, or yeah. So, that's it. Yun lang naman yung ating topic. So, any questions po? Any questions po?
Wala po.
Clear naman lahat?
Yes, sir.
Clear po.
Okay. So, wait. May I invite everyone to please open their... Wait. Nagre-record po pala. Oh my God.